Now, you've probably heard from a lot of people that your smartphone camera is more than good enough for creating videos these days. And you've probably even seen some of those videos that have been shot on iPhone or shot on smartphone, and they look really, really good. But you've probably also seen how much gear and how much behind the scenes work is really involved in those iPhone commercials. Usually much, much more than the average person has access to. So as a regular content creator, are smartphones actually enough? Or should you be going for something like a DSLR? So in this video, I'm gonna compare the two to work out which one you really need to create awesome YouTube videos. Now, I do wanna preface this by saying that there really is no perfect camera. They're all just tools to make video content. So we're gonna start out by looking at the pros of one and then the other to help you decide which one is the best one for you. And also, when I say DSLR, I'm really talking mirrorless, point and shoot, and DSLR all kind of packaged into that group. So really, it's phone versus camera. That's what we're talking about. So let's take a look at the pros of the smartphone first. They are small, they are light, they are super convenient because you've got it with you. It's something you're already carrying around, and it's really easy to use. It's really fast to get up and running. Just a few button presses or a few screen taps. You can have the camera open and ready to record. And the automatic settings are pretty damn good. Just stock, just default. Meaning that to get good results, you don't need to have a solid understanding of all the manual settings and diving into menus and everything to get everything set up. These do a great job just on full auto. Now, while you don't have the level of features and controls that you would have on a regular camera, there are aftermarket apps that give you a lot of that functionality. Things like Filmic Pro is an amazing app to help you unlock, I guess, DSLR-like settings on your smartphone. But also, I'd say for a lot of people, just the built-in stock camera app is probably going to be more than enough. You also have the ability to plug in and use a lot of professional grade microphones with your smartphone as well. Even if you're thinking that your phone doesn't have that headphone jack plug anymore, you can get adapters from the Lightning or the USB-C plug to adapt it for a lot of microphones out there. Now, I'll have links down in the description box below to help you with all of our recommended gear, whether you're on the smartphone side or regular camera too. But having the ability to connect an external microphone is huge to help you create professional videos. Just the same as with a DSLR or mirrorless camera, the built-in microphones, they're just meh. They're really not that good. You're gonna be much better off and be able to create much better videos if you're using a better microphone. Another pro for the smartphones is the size and the quality of the screen. There's not many cameras out there that have a screen anywhere near the size of what we've got on our phones, let alone the quality. So this can allow you to get more creative or just to be able to easily see what it is you're recording. But probably one of the biggest pros with the smartphone is that it's not just a camera. It is so much more. You have the ability to shoot, to edit, to upload directly, all from this one device. So it really can be your one-stop content creation tool, from filming right through to release. And it's also likely it's going to be connected to the internet, meaning that you're opening yourself up to do live streams and professional broadcasts, again, all from the one device. A lot of smartphones these days will also come with more than one camera lens built in. It might be a super ultra wide or even a telephoto, giving you more options and creativity when you're filming. And obviously the switching between them is seamless. It's super fast. It's not like you need to unscrew a lens and put another one on, which means that you need to be carrying multiple lenses as you would with a DSLR or mirrorless camera. Is literally the tap of a button to totally change up your shot. Now, while you don't have the range of the lens and the filters that you can adapt to a regular camera, you can actually purchase aftermarket lenses or clip-on lenses and filters as well. And there's some really high quality ones out there. There's also a really fast growing range of accessories for your smartphone videos too. Things like gimbal stabilizers and even portable lighting options and mounting options designed specifically for your smartphone to help you make better videos. Now again, while there definitely isn't the range of options and accessories as there is for regular cameras, it's crazy to see how far and how fast this area is evolving for smartphones too. And I'd say the last pro really comes back to the overall size and the convenience of being able to shoot videos with your smartphone, is that you are able to get away with and film in more public places than you would if you showed up with a really big professional camera. So because your phone is smaller and a lot more inconspicuous, you can generally get away with filming in a lot more places than you would if you had a more professional setup. So now we're gonna look at the pros for the DSLR, the mirrorless, the point and shoot, the actual cameras. So generally, they're gonna have a larger sensor size, which means they're gonna perform better in low light. light. They're going to be able to capture more data and for the most part create higher quality videos. Now that's not to say that you can't create high quality videos using a smartphone, and if you're just uploading to places like YouTube, it's likely your viewers won't be able to tell the difference for a lot of the content out there. But having access to higher resolutions, higher quality recording, and lower light performance can definitely give you much more creativity, not just in the filming, but also in your editing and final productions too. They're also typically larger and way more than most smartphones. And yes, I did put this in with the pros because I do think it can help you create a more stable shot. If you are doing something handheld and you're going to be moving around, it is much easier to do it with some weight and with something that is bigger in your hands than a thin, light phone. But also the size and weight comes down to the individual camera, but also the setup that you've got on there. If you've got lots of really big lenses and lots of big battery grips and things, yes, you can customize all of this up to change the level of creativity that you have, but also to change the feel of using the camera too. Another pro that I just touched on is the lens options. Unlike a smartphone where you might be lucky to have a few lenses built in, and yes, you can get some clip-on lenses, on the camera side, depending on your camera, you can have access to a massive range of lenses. Everything from fisheye to wide to ridiculously long telephoto lenses. And there's a huge range of adapters to help you even connect different brand lenses onto your cameras too. And these can again help you with creativity and changing up the look and feel of your shot. It is much easier to get that blurry background, shallow depth of field look that a lot of people want in their videos with an actual camera versus something like a smartphone. And yes, on the smartphone side, you can use portrait mode, or there's some apps out there to help you get that blurry background look. But in order to really have it look real, this is when it's usually done with an actual camera, DSLR, mirrorless, something with a low aperture lens, something that's going to let in a lot of light. So if you're after that blurry background look, it's going to look more real and it's easier to achieve with an actual camera. There's also lots more control and customization on an actual camera. Most of them will have some sort of menu system where you can dive in and customize everything up and set everything up the way that you want, but also that you'll have a larger range of recording options, of frame rates, of resolutions, of video codecs and formats, far more than you get access to on your phone. And you'll also have physical buttons and manual controls to really help you dial everything in to nail the shot, but also so that you've got quick access to the things that you're going to need most. So you don't have to dive into menus or tap on the screen and potentially tap the wrong area. You can use the buttons and the dials and everything to get everything set how you would like. And while a lot of them do have a very decent auto mode where you can just turn it on and hit record and you're probably going to get something fairly decent, if you're serious, it is worth it to invest the time to learn the features, learn the controls, so that you can truly master the camera and get creative as you would like. Another pro is the better audio options. So while I said you can plug in a ton of microphones into your smartphone, you can pretty much do exactly the same with a lot of cameras out there too. But what you'll generally find is that the audio inputs are usually higher quality. You'll also have more control over things like your volume levels and again, the ability to configure everything up. But generally the preamps or the quality of the audio that you can record is higher than what you have on a smartphone. You also get far more storage options and flexibility. With your phones, especially on the iPhone side of things, you're pretty much locked into whatever it is that you buy. If you buy the 512 gig, then it's very hard to expand the storage beyond that. And you'd have to make sure that you've got enough storage on there before you start making videos so that you don't run out of space. On the camera side, typically you're using removable memory cards like SD cards. Some cameras will even have multiple memory card slots so that you can either record directly to both, so you've got some redundancy or backup, or you can record to one. When it's full, it's going to record to the next one. And this is where you could have a few memory cards in place. So if you fill one up, you don't have to worry about copying it off to your computer or deleting it from the device. You can literally just put in another one and keep recording. It also makes it easy to transfer that footage at high speed over to your computer by just taking the card out and putting it in the computer directly without needing to transfer over Wi-Fi or any of that. And very similar as well with the battery situation. With an actual camera, the batteries are generally much bigger, so they'll last longer, but they're also interchangeable, meaning that you can have multiple batteries in can play throughout the day. So if you're running out, you can just swap it out. You can be charging them up as you go. But with your phone, it's literally all built in. Yes, you could take some USB chargers or portable chargers with you. You could even have it plugged in while you're recording if you're recording from home. But there definitely isn't the flexibility that you get with an actual camera with removable batteries. Actual cameras also have physical ports. So you'll have things like a microphone input. You'll have probably an HDMI output if you want to take video out of your camera. You might also have a USB port to use it as a webcam or to charge it or to transfer files. Whereas with the phone, you've typically got that one USB-C or one lightning port, maybe a headphone jack if you're lucky, but definitely, again, not the flexibility that you have with a real camera. And probably the biggest pro is that there's a lot less distractions. It's literally a tool for taking photos, making videos, and that's it. You don't have to worry about stopping recording and taking phone calls or having it up against your face when you're on a call and you're smudging the camera lens. You've got a dedicated device that you might even be able to leave set up and ready to go in your home office or in your studio. So you don't need to set up and pack up everything every time. And for me, this one is huge. If I've got everything set up and ready to go and all I need to do is just walk in, turn the camera on, turn a couple of lights on, and I'm good to go, that just saves so many headaches. And I'm far more likely to create more videos even easier because it's not a hassle. Now, in regards to the pricing, this is where you'll find there is a huge range on both sides of the fence here. There's really cheap smartphones, right up to the top line ones, which are gonna set you back thousands of dollars. Exactly the same on the camera side. There's cheap ones that you can get, cheap point and shoots, which are pretty decent, right through to spending thousands of dollars for something more professional. Now, what you'll probably find is that you can pick up a decent camera, not the latest, not the most professional model, but a decent camera for less than what you would likely be spending for a smartphone. Because again, it's one dedicated tool instead of having a device where you've got a ton of other functionality built in there too. But it's gonna come down to personal preference. So for me, they really are just two different tools to get creative, two different tools to make videos. And I use both of them almost daily. For our YouTube videos, I do still prefer to use an actual camera. I'm still using the old faithful Panasonic GH5. I like the control that I have. I like the flexibility that I can easily control it from my iPad. I also like the look of the video that it makes with a little bit of that blurry background in there as well. And I am someone who geeks out on tech, and I love this stuff, and I love that I can set the recording quality to a lot higher than you can with a lot of smartphones out there. But I also love that I can set it up and I can leave it and just know that it's good to go whenever I want to make a video. But for creating content on the go, this is where these days I'm not looking to carry an extra device or camera or anything with me. I'm just going to use my phone. And for anything like quick short little videos or Instagram posts, anything while I'm out and about, it is all going to be done on my smartphone. Now, going back to the original question, is a smartphone all you need? Is a smartphone good enough for creating videos? Yes, this entire video was just filmed with my iPhone 12 Pro. So not the latest version, not the best phone out there at all, but it is more than good enough to create videos. And I'm doing nothing fancy here. This is a really simple setup. I've literally just got my phone mounted with a wireless microphone here and a light on top of the camera. And the rest of the light is just coming in through the window. So is a smartphone good enough? Yes. But I personally choose to use a DSLR or mirrorless camera because I like the way it looks, and I'm someone who does geek out on the tech and does love having access to all the features and controls and things, but that's me personally. It is definitely not needed. So for most people, I recommend they just use their phones. You've probably got more than enough right now to create videos in your pocket. And you can always switch out or upgrade down the track when you're ready, but it is definitely not required. And it certainly doesn't mean you're going to have better results on YouTube or any other platform from using an actual camera. But if you are someone who loves geeking out with tech and cameras and stuff, then yeah, a DSLR could be the one for you. Now, if you're looking for easy ways to level up your smartphone filming, then check out the 2 videos that are linked on screen, whether you're on iOS or Android, for a complete professional video production process that you can follow along for every one of your videos, knowing that you're doing everything right and creating the best possible video. I'll see you in there.